Hello, this is Michael Anthony Peroutka, Anne Arundel County Councilman representing District 5, and I want to welcome you to the Peroutka Town Hall website. I consider it a significant privilege to be elected to represent the interests of the people of the county, and I want them to know that I take my oath of office very seriously. And that oath compels me to do my job to the best of my ability and to inform the people of the county so that they can fully participate in local American self-government. In order to do this as effectively as possible, I've developed a series of 10 questions to be used as a template to evaluate every bill and resolution that comes before the Council. I plan to publish these questions and findings along with a summary of my views as soon as possible after each session of the Council. And I hope that this gives you the opportunity to provide feedback about my vote and about my reasoning for my vote. I hope to start a dialogue between us that helps us to understand our government and how we can work together to make improvements. Now, the questions that I will ask regarding my votes reflect my philosophy of law and liberty and government, which is based on my worldview. My worldview is a biblical worldview. Like the founders expressed in the Declaration of Independence, I believe that there is a Creator, God, and that as part of His created order, He granted us unalienable rights to life and liberty and property. I further believe that the purpose of civil government is to protect and defend these God-given rights. Now, because this was the view of the founders as expressed in the Declaration of Independence, I call this the American view of government. Now, I believe you will agree that too often today we witness governments denying and sometimes attacking the very rights they are supposed to defend. So the questions are designed to reflect the proper purpose of government. And I hope you will follow our evaluation process and that this process makes government fair and just and righteous. So here are the 10 questions. Number 1, is the proposed legislation in accordance with the United States Constitution? Number 2, is the proposed legislation in accordance with the Maryland State Constitution? Number 3, is the proposed legislation in accordance with the Anne Arundel County Charter? Number 4, is the proposed legislation in accordance with biblical standards for civil law and civil government? Number 5, does the legislation negatively impact citizens' rights? That is, what are the implications on personal liberty, economic freedom, and/or personal property? Number 6, was the time frame of the legislative process sufficient for appropriate legislative review and consideration? Number 7, are the terms used in the legislation clearly and succinctly defined? Number 8, if the legislation requires a personnel appointment, was the vetting process sufficient to determine if the appointee holds the American view of law and government? Number 9, if funds are generated from this legislation, will the funds be apportioned for their intended purposes only? And number 10, does the implementation of this legislation require the expenditure of taxpayer funds? And if yes, what is the impact on the taxpayer using a cost-benefit analysis? Now, following the Council session, I plan to publish a legislative review for the bills and resolutions that were voted on via this website, PeroutkaTownHall.com. And each review will contain an analysis using these questions, an explanation of my vote, and the result of the vote. Now, I thank you for your kind attention, and I look forward to serving you as your councilman for District 5. I thank you.